I won!
That's a good play!
Since 1974, the Rhode Island Lottery has paid over $57 billion in prizes and contributed over $8 billion to Rhode Island's general fund. Your Rhode Island Lottery, a good play for 50 years and counting.
Over the weekend, for the first time this summer, the Newport Gulls enjoyed back-to-back off days. One day because of a rainout against Mystic, and then yesterday a scheduled off day. And that likely came at a good time because it's a busy stretch heading into the All-Star break. Today marks the start of 14 games in 13 days, including 3 sets of doubleheaders in an 8-day span. One of those doubleheaders is today to start the busy stretch over the next couple of weeks as the Newport Gulls welcome in the Valley Blue Sox to Cardines Field. Welcome into Newport, Rhode Island. I'm Sam Reese here on the Newport Gulls Broadcast Network. It is a scorcher here on this Monday afternoon in Newport. Temps in the high 80s, but we're rolling on nonetheless. The pregame show is coming your way. Stick around. We've got interviews coming up next. Welcome back into the Newport Gulls pregame show ahead of today's doubleheader against Valley, and I'm joined by the last game's starter on the mound, Drew Blake for the Gulls. Drew, it's great to be with you first and foremost.
Thank you.
Can you talk me through what the experience has been like for you in Newport? You were obviously a late addition. How have you settled in so far over the first few weeks with the team as we now roll into July?
Oh, it's been great. I've had a good experience in Newport so far. All the people have been super welcoming, got a great host family, and some great baseball here, so it's been a great experience so far.
Absolutely, and your first start of the summer was kind of unexpected because Jackson was the original starter and you kind of got thrown into the fire per se, but then for the first time you had a scheduled start on Friday where you kind of had time to get ready, and it wasn't so much an all of a sudden moment where you're out there as the starter. So the stats back it up as well, where you settled in nicely for your second start of the summer. Did you feel what was working better for you, and did you feel like knowing you were going to start well ahead of time that day helped you prepare better?
Oh, yeah, I think it was definitely a lot better at getting a little bit of time to prepare and everything. Also just kind of kicking the dirt off, and it's kind of been a minute since I've been in the game and everything, so just getting back into it and everything, I felt like that kind of helps out a lot. So, yeah.
Absolutely. And then over the weekend, you guys had consecutive off days for the first time in the summer. Did you do anything fun around Newport or just kind of chilled out? What were those off days like for you?
Went fishing every day.
Okay.
Caught a couple big stripers, so yeah, it was good. It was a fun time. Went off the beach over at Third Beach and hung out there all night, so it was a good time.
Great spot, Third Beach is. All right,
Bunch of fun.
Drew is enjoying himself on the off days. The Gulls back into action tonight with a doubleheader on tap. We'll be back in a moment as the pregame show rolls on here on the Newport Gulls Broadcast Network. Stick around.
Welcome back inside the Newport Gulls pregame show. My name is Brendan Locke, joined alongside our lovely boss, Mikey Basile. Mikey, what exactly do you do for the Gulls?
Broadcast and media director here with Newport. This is my second year with the team. I am lifelong friends with the director of operations, Mike Falcone, and he brought me on board last summer. Had to come back after we won the championship. A lot of help from Tom Lima, who's been doing the broadcast for pretty much since the beginning here, what it feels like. He's so good with everything. So with a little help from him, we're on ESPN Plus now, and been a load of fun.
How what does your day-to-day look like? You know, a normal Gulls game. We have a doubleheader today, but what does a normal 6:35 game look like for you?
Yeah, I like to get here early, set up the audio first, make sure everything's working with that, get lineups in, do all the graphics for ESPN either the morning of or the night before, make sure those are prepared to go. Then start getting you guys showing up, you guys setting up some cameras, getting some work done as well here. Make sure all our cameras are set up. Obviously, the most difficult one, that center field camera, our favorite shot out there in the big box in center field. And then just check everything, get ready for the pregame show. And then, little things happen in media, right? You have little problems that you got to fix throughout the course of a day. But overall, game day is pretty quick. 10 o'clock becomes 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 6:35. And next thing you know, it's first pitch. So always moving.
And look at us. What a thrill. Now we're on the pregame show together. Unbelievable. And Mike, what do you do in the off season? What do you do when it's not Gull season?
I've been working as a broadcaster for some colleges in the New England area, doing some play-by-play color sideline reporting for some schools. I do some for Harvard, Bentley, UMass Lowell, a couple of the schools, Yale, New Hampshire. Love calling hockey, love calling baseball, and obviously basketball gets in the mix as well.
Just a couple of hockey guys on the Newport Gulls pregame show. Rolls on. Doubleheader today. First pitch at 3 o'clock against Valley.
Mike Basile showing in front of the camera on the Newport Gulls pregame show. You gotta love it. Nothing quite tops that. And it's a great time to wrap things up here on the pregame show ahead of today's doubleheader between the Gulls and the Blue Sox. The only two times these teams are meeting in this regular season. It's bound to be a good one. Game 1 at 3. Game 2 to follow at 6:35. It'll be 2 7-inning contests. And if you want to watch both of those games, both of them can be seen exclusively on ESPN+. That's a wrap here on the Newport Gulls pregame show. I'm Sam Reese. Thanks so much for watching, everybody.
I won!
That's a good play!
Since 1974, the Rhode Island Lottery has paid over $57 billion in prizes and contributed over $8 billion to Rhode Island's general fund. Your Rhode Island Lottery, a good play for 50 years and counting.